In this video, traders, we're going to look at 5 reasons that trading plans fail. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, consider doing so around here. Click the notification bell so that you get notified immediately when we upload another video. Anyway, let's go. 5 reasons trading plans fail. Listen, we all know as traders, whatever we're doing, day trading, swing trading, investing, we need a plan, a strategy. We can't just go in there shooting from the hip and expect to make significant progress. Sure, we might get lucky, we might have a spell of success, but for long-term success and to give ourselves the best possible shot of making the best possible opportunity of the skill set we've got and our trading ability, we need to have a trading plan. Okay, so we often do this. People write a plan, they have reams of stuff, or they have a short plan, and it fails, it doesn't work, and they're kind of saying, well, this is just not working as I want it to do. So I've got 5 reasons for you today why your plan is failing, or why generally your trading plan is failing. It might not be aimed at you, it might just be in a general nature. Okay, the first one is you're using an untested strategy within the plan. So I kind of put a trading plan as an outline of how you're going to run your trading business, i.e. I'm going to use this strategy, this strategy, this strategy with these market conditions. I'm going to have this risk parameters. I'm going to trade during these hours. I'm going to risk this capital. You know, there's a big outline of the plan, and within that plan are different strategies that are separate from the plan, but they're still kind of laid out in their own format, if you like. So on a trend day, I'm going to buy pullbacks in this, and you bolt that into the plan. So the plan is the overall thing, but within that, you've got strategies that are untested. Of course, if they're untested and you don't know if they work or not, the plan overall will fail, because if you need a profitable strategy as the core. It's no use having the best discipline in the world, all the kind of things in the world, everything else you've got, if you have a strategy that's got a negative expectancy. So that might be easy for me to stand here and say that. How do you do it? Well, you know, you're either going to be doing back testing, or you're going to be just testing the thing out for the period of time that you're watching the market. This isn't the most scientific way in the world. A lot of people are going to go, oh, that's nowhere near enough. But you know what? It works fine. If you're trading the market, you've got an idea of what you want to do. You're basing on a good core foundation, like buying pullbacks or selling this or doing that. You know, there's loads of strategies out there that you know are fundamentally profitable strategies. They just need tweaking. If you base it on that and you look and say, hey, for the past week, this has worked quite well with these parameters. Let me run it and let me trade it every day now you know, and you've got more confidence in it. If you've got an untested strategy that you've just kind of plucked from anywhere, bolted it in and said, hey, I'm going to trade this opening breakout, or I'm going to trade this strategy, this or the other. One, you've got no confidence in it, which makes it very difficult to stick to it. And that for me is the big one. If you have a new trading strategy, you don't know how it performs, you just believe it because you read it in a book or whatever it may be, you haven't you don't believe in it yourself, you will struggle to pull the trigger. And also, obviously, from a pure operations perspective, if it's not profitable, it's not profitable. So make sure you've got a strategy that you know works or has a good chance of working. Hey, we don't know when a strategy is going to end working. We don't know how profitable it's going to be, but something that you believe in there and you know over time is going to give you some results. So that's got to be the core foundation of the plan. So having an untested strategy within the plan will just ruin it immediately. All right, number 2, guys, it's a bad fit for your personality in life. So many people will be so aggressive when they're putting their trading plan. Hey, I'm going to work from this, I work from 9 to 5, so I'm going to get up at 6, I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to come back and I'll gobble down some food right in front of the screens, and I'll do this, and then you really cram it. I'm going to spend all my Sundays doing this, and they have this massive objectives. And listen, you're never going to do it. You're never going to stick to it. You know, you've got to kind of start off with something that's achievable, and it's got to fit in. This is the life point rather than personality at the moment. But this is basically saying, hey, listen, I work from 9 to 5, or I run a business, or I've got children to pick up from school, or I've got other obligations in my life. Where can trading fit in without it just filling every single spare hour you've got? Because you've got to do other stuff. Life pops up, in emergency things pop up. You've got to deal with with this, you've got to deal with that, you've got to handle this, you've got to spend time doing that. And of course, you cannot have all your spare time devoted to trading. So my point is, in a long-winded way, is listen, just allocate some time that fits into your life. There's no point saying, hey, every morning I'm going to get up, I'm going to trade the open, when you've literally got to be out the door by 8:30 and you're trading the market from 8 o'clock and you think it's not going to work. You have to kind of come up with something that will work well for you. So if you do come back from work, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, give yourself time to say, hey, I'll just trade the last hour, or I'll swing trade and put orders in the last hour ready for the next day. Or I won't do anything on that. I'll come back and I'll put my orders in after the market's closed, opening orders for the next day, and I'll trade that way. You have to, the plan has to fit into your lifestyle, because if you're too aggressive with it, it's just not going to work. And then going on to this second part, which really probably should be its own thing, is personality. Hey, if you're sort of guy who likes to, we've talked about this quite a lot on this channel with different videos, if you're sort of guy who likes to make those quick decisions and be, ducking and diving, so to speak, you're going to want to have a high frequency day trading type style. If you're sort of person who likes to analyze and wait and be patient, hold trades for a longer time, then you need to adjust that to suit. So without going too far into that, you have to fit it to your personality, and you have to, that's a lot of self-awareness. That's knowing the kind of person you are and maybe trying different things out and saying, hey, that really suits me, that doesn't suit me, or whatever. And actually, I'm always quite, I always like it when I meet a trader who's very self-aware and says, hey, you know what, I couldn't day trade because I would just lose all my money, I hate it, and they're a very successful swing trader. Or vice versa, someone who says, hey, you know what, I just couldn't swing trade, but I'm very good at scalping. Self-awareness, knowing that they're not a jack of all trades, is making them profitable in the position they're in. All right, number 3, let's move on. Holes in the plan. So that would mean stuff like, hey, you haven't outlined your risk parameters. You haven't outlined your maximum loss for the day if you're day trading. You haven't outlined when you're going to pull the plug. You haven't outlined your maximum drawdown from the high watermark on your account level. You haven't outlined all these kind of extra things that need to be there as almost like emergency backstops for stuff. And that's just in the risk management section of the plan. You haven't got that. What happens when you suddenly make a massive boost? Do you back off? Let's say you suddenly have a monster month. What do you do then? Just carry on as you were, or do you withdraw some money? Do you take a break? Do you kind of relax a little bit? Do you put the throttle down a little bit more? All these kind of different permutations and different roads that potentially you could take need to be planned beforehand, so that when they come along, you're not just making decisions on the fly and putting that extra cognitive load on your brain. All right, number 4. Not adjusting and improving. A plan should never be static. It should be adjusting for the market conditions. It should be adjusting for your account equity. It should be adjusting for your performance. It should be adjusting for your lifestyle as well as it changes. So all these things require adjustment. Maybe you become more aggressive and you trade more frequently. Maybe you trade more setups, more strategies. Maybe you trade less size, more size. Maybe you take a break. Maybe you spend a lot more time in front of this. You have to adapt the plan to suit your performance and lifestyle. And if you're not adapting it, you're going to be trying to do something that doesn't really fit in terms of the market conditions or in terms of your life conditions. So make sure you're always adapting, adjusting and improving your plan. And I guess adjusting and improving should be separate, really. Adjusting is what I've just talked about. Improving is, hey, I'm noticing some success in this area, let me double down on that. Let me maybe move that out of the way, double down on this, triple down on it, quadruple down on it. Let's really push the pedal down and maximize the returns on that, and really devote a lot of energy into it while it's working. Have a kind of system or strategy that says, hey, when it's not working, what does it consider not working, back off and press that. So there's different ways of going down the path of improving your trading plan. All right, final one, guys, number 5. You don't stick to it. You don't stick at it long enough for it to become a habit. Hey, this habit thing, and I'm reading a great book at the moment, The Power of Habit. I've forgotten the author, but it's a good book, and actually something that you tend to forget. We run through our day being very habitual, doing a lot of things by habit, and when we're trying to put a new habit in place, i.e. parts of a trading plan, the habit is, you want to check your economic calendar, you want to do this, you want to do that, all the things that should become a habit. You don't stick at it long enough for it to become a habit. So it becomes a chore, it becomes difficult, it becomes tricky. It kind of, you really have to think about it too much, is what you don't want to be doing. So stick at it long enough, let it become a habit, and then it will become a lot easier to stick to the good parts of the plan, like the preparation, the journaling, this and that and the other. All right, guys, there's 5. Any more you've got, stick them in the comment section below. Always interested to hear your guys' views and opinions on this stuff, because we're all here to become better traders. Anyway, take care, keep the risk managed. I will see you in the next one. Thumbs up if you like this kind of stuff. Much appreciated. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.